Hey, welcome back. We're glad that you've joined us. And so we're going to talk about something today that most people don't really understand or know. But hey, we're going to try and help you to not make one crucial mistake that could cost you a lot of money when you're trying to get your home. Josh, thanks for joining us. Fill us in.
Well, you know what, Jay? What I was thinking we would talk about today is something that I saw a couple of years ago with a credit report for a client of mine. I pulled his credit twice over 2 months apart, and it was a perfect example of how it matters how much you owe on your credit cards. So, we're going to be talking about credit utilization. What is it? It's the amount that you owe compared to the limit on the card, right? So if you owe $500 on a $1,000 card, that's a 50% utilization. So let's take a look at this case study here really quick. I was working with a client. He had a fairly thin credit report because he'd only been in Canada a couple of years, and the credit he had was good. A little bit before I pulled his credit the first time, he had opened up a new credit card through Walmart, a Walmart MasterCard. And when I pulled his credit in March, it was a 713 credit score, which is really, really quite good. Now, let's talk about what that new credit on his report was. He had that brand new Walmart MasterCard. The limit on it was $1,250. And then the balance on it was only $304. So it's like a 25% utilization. Even though it was opened in January, reported in February, I got the report in March, brand new credit, still a fantastic credit score. Now, I had to update the credit report because by the time we found a home, it was a couple months later. And so I had to pull a new one. And I did that on May 3rd, so 2 months later. And so now we had, instead of just that 1 month of reporting data on there, we had 3 months. And his credit score had dropped from 713 down to 658, which is a pretty significant drop, right? So what actually happened? Well, that same $1,250 limit, we can see that the highest it had ever reported, remember, it's a 3-month-old card. We know what month one was. Month three was $1,487. So he was about $230 above the limit. And then it dropped back below the limit at $966, about 80% or so of the limit, which is good. But in between there, it had gone above limit. So this is a perfect case study to show go from 304 to above limit to back down to 996. And it caused him a 65-point drop on his credit score. Nothing else had changed. So we know 100% that that's what it was. And so, Jay, owing a lot or going over the limit on the credit cards that you have is going to have a dramatic effect on the credit score.
That is super crazy. So that would have really made an effect on what he could actually get qualified for, I'm guessing. I've always been told that if you can, make more than one payment on your credit card a month and try and keep that balance down. So that'll help us. So I'm sure that holds true.
If you use a card a lot, absolutely. You want to keep the balance on your credit cards, especially when it's new credit, to under half of what the limit is. And that's the best rule of thumb I can give you.
Awesome. Hey, that's great tips, Josh. Thanks for filling us in on that. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Drop us a comment. We would love to interact with you. Our numbers are on the screen. You know what? As you guys dive in and tell us what you'd like more, we're going to create content tailored just for you. Thank you for helping us grow our channel, and we look forward to seeing you next week.